Most congressional race analysts expect women to lose ground in the House of Representatives this year. That's a big change because they've been making steady gains for quite some time. Today, President Obama will travel to Washington State, where he'll campaign for Senator Patty Murray. In 1992, the year of the woman, Senator Patty Murray was elected from Washington State. Today, Barack Obama will be campaigning for her to try to shore up her support among female voters. Since 1980, when the fabled gender gap was born, women have voted in larger numbers for Democratic candidates and men in larger numbers for Republican candidates. In the 2008 election, President Obama won the woman's vote by a decisive 13 percentage points. He won among men by a single percentage point. Because there are more women in the electorate than men, the women's vote is important, and that's why Democratic and Republican politicians are paying attention to it this fall. As we look at the polls that have been conducted in recent weeks, we see a gender gap once again, with men preferring Republican candidates by a strong margin, and among the electorate as a whole, among women, they're tilting slightly to the Democrats. Democrats are especially interested in shoring up the vote among unmarried women, minorities, and young people who tended to vote for Democrats in larger numbers overall. These groups are what the Democrats call the rising American electorate by virtue of their size and the fact that they're growing overall, so Democrats are paying especially close attention to them. Virtually all the polls show that the groups in the rising American electorate aren't very enthusiastic about turning out this fall, and so we don't expect that they'll show up in substantial numbers at the polls. That's one of the reasons that I look at the vote, the generic ballot, among white voters. Whites are more likely to turn out on election day than are the minority groups and the other groups in the rising American electorate. So I've been looking at polls about their voting intention. And in this case, you see both men and women indicating that they'll vote for the Republican candidates this fall, but there's still a gender gap overall. President Obama and Democratic surrogates are right to go out on the trail this fall to try to boost their support among women voters, but it's going to be a very tough task this fall.